Chapter 4, Putting the Sales Objectives at Work. So just like the previous videos about time and win probability, we're plotting out the sales objectives in the same way. The target stakeholders phase maps very much with account planning and starts with really understanding the accounts, the territory, coming up with a game plan and building the confidence to take action. That action is the form of a phone call or an email or any way to actually initiate the dialogue with an individual customer or somebody in the territory. Now that action, there's a variety of things that go into it. That's a workflow or a variety of different activities to go and get it. It's very difficult to actually get a meeting with somebody, particularly if you haven't met with them before. So there's a lot of back and forth and activities that go into that. That's the workflow. Now here's the key point. Key point with sales objectives is that we factor in customer choices as well. And customers choose to decide whether or not they're going to take advantage of that meeting. So in terms of the initiation, customers have a choice, yes or no, about accepting that invitation to have a meeting, to gain access to them. So when a client chooses to say yes, they're choosing to listen to whatever you have to say. So it takes a lot of focus on making sure that what you're saying has a lot of purpose. When they say yes and agree to listen and they've accepted your meeting, guess what? You've gained access. If they have not, no. And then what you do is you take that potential outside of your pipeline. Maybe you go back to the planning, you call somebody else, or you call somebody else within that account, or call a different person, a stakeholder within a different account. That's the whole process of target to gaining access. Nothing else matters. So now the next step then is, now that we've gained access, what do? We start by verifying that that access, that somebody's agreed to a meeting. So that meeting went well, either it went well or it didn't go well. If we had that meeting and please don't call us, that's the no. But this one is, hey, I'm interested in learning more. Let's have a meeting to discuss that. So we verified, that's our verification, our mutually agreed to explore. So that leads us to trigger an action. So the action triggered off the verification is, hey, let's schedule a meeting. So the process of setting up a schedule for a meeting is difficult. Where is it going to be? What time is it going to be? Who needs to be involved? How are we going to set it up? Who needs to be there? All of those different factors. So actually accepting and having that meeting is a yes or no. It either happens or it doesn't happen. If it does happen, the client has moved forward from listening to agreeing to learn more or to meet with you. When that happens, your focus is on having a successful meeting. That's the third stage. In the third stage, we do everything that we can to make sure that that meeting goes well. If no, guess what? We take that opportunity out of our pipeline and then go back again and target it again, or target somebody else, or try to initiate a different opportunity either within that account or with somebody else in our territory. So now that we've gotten through that, now we're in the successful meeting stage. We verify that we're out of the successful meeting stage where the client agrees to explore further. Explore further would be a next step of, let me see a demo, or let's do a workshop, or let's have a meeting, or an executive briefing. Something that's more specific and more tangible. And this is an area that a lot of companies really struggle with. So that should immediately kick off another action. So the action is, let's provide a path for what the exploration and the evaluation program should look like. So that path then is a whole bunch of different activities. This is a very difficult process to navigate, particularly if you're dealing with a complex sale that involves many stakeholders. So this path probably should be better scripted out. But again, the clients have the choice of going through at any point in time. They can exit that path, yes or no. The choice is always up to them. And if they say yes, they are agreeing to explore what the potential could look like. So they're investing. The goal here is to get a shared vision of success of what your capabilities are, what your vision of the world is, and what they're looking to accomplish. If they exit that, guess what? You've exited or lost out on that pipeline opportunity. For what it's worth, this tends to be the largest area of where pipelines pipeline evaporation, and it's also the least understood stage in most organizations. Okay, moving forward, now that we're in the shared vision stage, and these are the activities that we're looking to do, we know that we've completed this when we've completed an evaluation. Now, obviously, the more structured the evaluation, the more complete, concrete that you can be, but this could be a variety of different functions. The next step is a proposal. So once we've completed the verification and evaluation process, hopefully we're asking to provide a proposal to the customer about what a plan would look like, what pricing would look like, etc. And now we're in that stage of going through that particular proposal process and developing it, generating it, going back and forth to fine tune it, making sure that we've got all our stakeholders aligned, those kinds of things. And they will agree to evaluate and agree to an evaluation process if they are if they accept that proposal. So that that should result in a business case, providing a business case, the summary of what the proposal process looks like. The client can exit out at that stage, so that's tough to lose that late in a cycle, but it can. Or now we've gone to the business case stage, so there is no more pipeline impact. The whole idea is that we go for verify with a verbal agreement. We submit the contract, and then move forward. And they've chosen us. Yes.